Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. And here we have a matchup that I'm actually playing against Ben on Grixis. We've got the names backwards there at the top of the screen here. Suspending a Rift Bolt. I am the burn player here. Ben on Grixis Control. A list that he's put up some excellent results with. And a Rift Bolt and a Lava Spike resolving here, putting Ben down to 14. Grixis now with a Hymn to Torok. And things are looking pretty difficult here. Another Chain Lightning. It's going to be 3, possibly 4 more spells in him, clearing out the remainder of the hand. Now Ponder. A couple of basic lands in play. Grixis may be able to build a mana base that's fairly resilient against Price of Progress. Let's see how many basics he's going to end up with. Another basic Swamp. So Price of Progress right now, essentially a 2-mana shock, which will just not do. This mulligan really not looking good. Searing Blaze off the top. Jace happy to let that card resolve. And Fate Sealing continues. The Noose tightening from 2 directions. Fate Sealing and now True Name Nemesis. Will he swing with it? Or will he keep it back for a potential blocker? Ben making the tight play here. Keeping back True Name. Gonna leave it to Jace to actually finish the game. This is gonna cut off Monastery, Swift Spear, and Goblin Guide from being truly impactful. And now another Hymn to Torok. 3 hymns. Absolutely brutal start to this match. Suspending Rift Bolt. And Price of Progress left on top. Gonna fetch that away with the Wooded Foothills. The Rift Bolt must go at Jace here. No card in the deck that can do 6 damage. Kind of just delaying the inevitable. Narset. And this is likely going to do it here. Narset, Jace, True Name Nemesis, 9 points of life. And Fire Blast, that gets Force of Willed. And that should do it. Jace's ultimate going to exile the library and force a concession into game number 2. Trying out some new audio settings here. Hopefully these sound better than the last little batch of videos. Anybody that's familiar with the audio settings in OBS wants to share some insight, always happy to learn. Tried out some filters and the noise gate seemed to be cutting off the end of sentences, made it really choppy. See if I can fine tune that. These ones are being done without a noise gate. Gonna see if the background noise is an issue. But back to the Magic side of things here, we see Liliana the Last Hope. That card can be very impactful, if a little expensive. 3 mana effects can kind of bite you. We'll see if Ben gets any type of false sense of security. I doubt that'll be the case. That was a very one-sided game 1. Hymn to Torok 3 times, clearing out just an incredible amount of damage. And no creatures to do repeated damage. That's really an important thing for Burn, being able to get down a Goblin Guide or Swift Spear, continually add to the damage. You're going to need 7 3 damage spells to actually do lethal. And every swing from a Goblin Guide or Swift Spear or trigger from an Eidolon decreases the total number of cards that you need. And we've got Fetch, Goblin Guide. He scouts out a Ponder on top of the deck. Not going to do a ton with this type of information. Burn really just has the one plan. Jace is revealed. And Ben sees fit to fetch away and Fatal Push. And now an Eidolon of the Great Rebels lands. We'll see if this ends up being the more dangerous of the threats. 2, and that one gets Hydroblast. And a Pyrostatic Pillar getting Force of Willed. Essentially an enchantment form of Eidolon. Goblin Guide now, swinging. Non-basics being fetched out. Price of Progress, a very real finisher here with a couple of non-basic lands in play. Actually sideboarded those out. Chain Lightning, and now swinging. Hands him a Swamp. And now him to Torok. Such a back-breaking card in this matchup. Getting rid of some crucial damage. Only 8 points of life left. Goblin Guide swinging his trigger on the stack. Brainstorm ensuring that that land goes to hand. And now a suspended Rift Bolt at only 6. This is a very dangerous situation. Ben gonna need some counters. He digs. Sees Baleful Strix. That could potentially contend with this Goblin Guide. Or at least, trade with either one of these cards. But this is very, very low life. Even if he's able to force me to go Hellbent, it's just a couple of top decks. And no clock on his side. 3 down to 3. Swinging. Down to... Oh, no, he's actually going to Lightning Bolt it. And now a Lava Spike finishes it off. Oh, and we see the Fire Blast in hand. So, able to get past a counter even if he had one. Things going a little bit more according to plan for Burn there. With the full grip. I don't often get to play in these Legacy events. This was one of our Legacy F&Ms. We're giving away a Renin 6 every Friday night now. That is for first place. We've got some promo packs. For the other places. And once we get past the dollar value of the Renin 6, additional entry fees go back to the players as store credit. We were previously doing that with Force of Will. Mixing it up now, going with Renin 6, a card that a lot of people would be interested in having, but aren't necessarily ready to pull the trigger on. Fatal Push, taking out that Goblin Guide. Fetch land. We'll see if he stays away, and he does stay away from the non-basics. That flash of red, Force of Will getting shuffled in the deck. Really, Hydroblast, Spell Pierce, kind of the lower to the ground counter is much better in this type of matchup. And now double Monastery Swift Spear swinging in for 2. A Brainstorm. And even with 17 life, it feels a little bit like Ben's back is up against the wall here. He's going to need some type of board presence. And another Hymn, leaving 2 cards in hand if we're going to have a glass half full perspective. Yes, 2 cards were taken away, but there's still 2 left with these Swift Spears on board. Chain Lightning, and now Suspending Riftbolt. I believe we're very close to lethal here. If there's another useful card in hand, this can put him down to 6. Swing would be 4. Oh, -2 from the Lily. So we can do 5 damage here. 2 off the swing. So he'll be left at 4. Oh, and he's able to kill with a Lightning Bolt the Mentor during the upkeep. Goblin Guide. A Force of Will on top. And not just going for it. Even with the Force of Will on top, we'll see if this plays out okay. Oh, it's a Sulfuric Vortex. I thought that was a Fire Blast, so Sulfuric Vortex. I'm sorry, Volcanic Fallout. Volcanic Fallout, it's uncounterable and does 2 damage to everything. So, uncounterable magic to finish it out. That and Exquisite Firecraft. A card that was certainly unexpected. I'm not even sure if it's correct to bring it in this matchup. It does kill both sides of the board as far as the creatures, but the big upside being it's uncounterable. And there we go. So Burn taking one down against a very accomplished player on one of the strongest decks in the format. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.